So first of all, thank you very much, Lisa, for having me just right now.
Yeah, with pleasure.
I I feel I was like in the birthing for it the last times I listened to you, but I was too shy and too afraid also on live stream.
Yeah.
And I know we will not go like total in, but there is one part of me I would like to expose a bit so that it doesn't have me so strong. Because in the last, I would say few weeks, I'm very much confronted with an old, almost toxic shame pattern that when I'm in the presence of love, or when I'm like deeply resonating, something in me flips, and where comes a whole tirade or tirade, I'm not sure how to pronounce it in English.
Tirade, yeah.
Yes, yes, tirade, exactly. Of not being good enough, of having to make it up, of having to so strongly please to deserve this love. And I myself tried to relate it and worked on this also in the past with a therapist, also with myself, where I just feel and know on one level that these stories aren't true. But when they come up, I feel like, and it can be on a day-to-day basis, they have me sometimes so strongly that my whole body freezes. And it's like I can control it in terms of really being present with it, like not demeaning it or not shaming this away or not putting any control on a personal level, but rather being with it. But it's so heartbreaking, and at the same time it's so freeing when being listened to it, or when sharing it and being like aware that this isn't the truth, but it feels like the truth right now.
Yeah, totally.
And with you, I have it so strong because I have a deep sympathy for you. And then it's like I feel how, especially because of this, I want to make it as good as I can. It's like, okay, but I can't. It's it's as you know, here it's a mixture of everything.
So you quickly go into shame with me? Is that what you mean? Like you open up to love and then you quickly go into the shame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the wall of not being good enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I really hear that. And it's really beautiful that you can share it. And I'm sure I represent like many people in your past as well, like that
Totally.
experience has come up with. And I don't really have a magic solution to it. Like these feelings, especially when they triple you, it sounds like they really trip you into like trauma response, like freezing.
Right.
Like it's like I don't have like a magic cure for that. Like it is intense, and everybody has trauma. Not everybody wants to admit it, but I have trauma. Everybody has trauma, and I can freeze in situations, or I can please, or I can fight, or run away. All of them.
Yeah, and sometimes they are all at the same time.
Yeah, you're like
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if I have a favorite one that I go to the most, but I think the most hardest ones are freezing and pleasing, and I think maybe a lot of women experience that those two are the hardest ones. Like at least when you're fighting or running away, you're not doing something that really crosses your boundaries. But maybe that's actually not true of all women. It's true of men as well. It's maybe sexist of me to categorize that.
But also have a bit of a sense that it's a bit more in us somehow, like in female expressions. I also, of course, I'm not sure. But when I speak with women or when I relate, it's like, and when then this side comes up, it's also like,
Yeah.
how can I say this? I want to see how I can most genuinely express it. Okay, it's one side I really totally don't like about myself. That's the raw. Like when I turn into this neediness at one point, but also when this freezing comes, and then this charge. Okay, don't let me talk bullshit. I need a moment to
Yeah.
Okay, the most genuine thing comes is like you're such a beautiful container to project everything on, and then it's like you're surprised, or like I am surprised on all these projections, and like, oh God, where are they coming from now? And then there's this overwhelm and all these responses at the same time. But what I've felt this time, it's I just wanted to meet them. Like I also didn't have a question, but like break through in terms of, okay, I face them. Okay, it's like it's okay to just have them presented,
Yeah,
because
totally. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to me, that's like the way of healing. I can't guarantee this is the way for everybody, but for me, it's the way of healing. Is just bringing these things to light, and just being able to find safe environments in where you can express them to people, and that person is not going to try to shame you or use it against you or like do all types of weird things with it, but just being in dynamics and relationships and just with yourself where you can express it, because it's not true and it's not who you are. It's a sensation and experience coming up that's seemingly based on the past. It's like, I mean, like I've been with therapists before that are like, yeah, just don't feel that because that's from the past. And I'm like, I can't not feel it. Like that's from the past. Put it aside. But it's like just coming to bring attention to it, and like there is absolutely no shame for for anything anybody feels, even if you feel murderous feelings towards someone. Like it's just a coming up, and it's an expression of everything that came before, what happened in your parents' life, what happened in your grandparents, the Big Bang, the dinosaurs, it's everything. And there is an expression appearing here, and it's not personal to you. It's not personal to you, and it's not personal to the other person that you're feeling it towards. It's just happening. And just letting that come up and just see it for what it is. Just there. And then it will pass at some point.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is, like, when we admit it fully, I find this also so beautiful. Also, in the last weeks, I'm not sure if you can say it, I tossed and turned, like jumped in it, or no, not now, or better then, tomorrow, like, you know, when mind creates all the time schedules around it. But then when we admit it, it's like a burning free and sense of it loses completely the grip. Like I feel just now after these, I don't know, even minutes or of you attending or of us sharing, I feel like the calm at these places, and then there's like the beauty in this, and like it has never gone, and it was there, but it seems to be veiled or disappearing, but it can't. And it's like sometimes as if this whole fragrance of life in these moments is so tangible, even in this, like in no matter what somehow. And I thank you so much for this moment, Lisa. Really.
Yeah, that's a pleasure. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, nice. Thanks for calling in and sharing all of that. I'm sure it's helpful for lots of people, but also for yourself, for your own exploration.
Yes. Thank you very much, Lisa, and I love you.
Oh, I love you too. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, bye-bye. Bye.
Okay, that is the end of the questions. So just going back on what we just talked about, like if you are experiencing trauma, anything that I've spoken about in this session might not be the best for dealing with trauma. So I really advise you to go to a trauma expert, like, and work through it and speak through it with them. You know, when I'm talking about these things, it's from my own experience. It's from doing lots of groups and reading lots and like going deep into myself. But I also am really conscious that that might not be the best for everyone. And sometimes you can have such strong trauma that you get stuck in it, and just sitting there and letting it be present might not be the best thing for you. Yeah, and there's so many different things that you can do. You can look on my website, but also just typing in trauma into the internet and learning about it. Nice. Yeah. Like really my expertise is non-duality, or the absolute, like pointing to the absolute. And on the human level, you know, it's more speaking from my own experience of when I was waking up, and then also working with people, and also training myself, like reading lots about emotional release and the personal dynamics. But my speciality is pointing back to that which you are beyond the character, beyond the trauma, beyond the ideas, and pointing to the freedom that's here already, that's alive, that's present, that's absolute love. Love, 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 love. Right here, right now. Ta-da! Yeah, nice. I'll just have one more comment. Thank you so much for these 3 conversations. I have resonated with all of them. They were so beautiful and they felt so synchronistic. Thanks so much to all. Oh, sweet Katie. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, it's beautiful, and often it's not often that we have all women calling in. So yeah, nice. Okay, so das ist genug. Das ist genug. Yeah. So just a reminder that I do these talks on Sundays at 4 p.m. now, French time, instead of 6 p.m., so 2 hours earlier. And I'm also doing the Zoom talk, which you can sign up and book on my website. Private Zoom talk. Yeah. And I wish you a happy new year, and I wish you everything in that happy new year. I really do. In the year to come, I wish you every goddamn thing. Every goddamn thing. Yeah. Yeah, and thanks to everybody that's called in and been vulnerable and open this evening.